conferring upon Alfonso, King of Portugal, the right by which he would be able to make kingdoms, principalities, lands, and locales contaminated by Mohammedanism or any other superstition subject to himself. Nicolaus Bishop, servant of the servants of God, for an everlasting record of the matter. To Alfonso, illustrious King of Portugal and Algarve, strengthened by divine love, bidden by Christian charity, and bound by the duty of the pastoral office, we, rightly desiring to promote in the sound souls of the faithful those things which concern the integrity and increase of the faith for which Christ our God shed his blood, and to support your majesty in this most holy proposition of yours, grant to you, full and free, by apostolic authority and by the points of the present writ, the opportunity against the Muslims and pagans and any such other unbelievers and enemies of Christ, wherever the kingdoms, duchies, counties, principalities, and other domains, lands, locales, villages, castles, and other possessions and movable and immovable goods detained and possessed by these same Muslims, pagans, unbelievers, and enemies of Christ be established, of whatever things they consist, and in whoever's name such kingdoms, duchies, counties, principalities, and other domains, lands, locales, villages, castles, possessions, and goods would be registered, even of whatever king or prince, or else kings or princes, which are to be invaded, conquered, stormed, and subjugated, and whose persons are to be reduced to perpetual servitude, and furthermore which kingdoms, duchies, counties, principalities, and other domains, possessions, and goods are to be perpetually applied and appropriated to you and your successor kings of Portugal, and to be converted to your and those same successors' use and utility. And we attentively request, require, and urge your same royal majesty, girded with the sword of virtue and fortified by stout spirit, to extend the power of your virtue, having God before the eyes in such business, to pursue the growth of the divine name, the exaltation of the faith, and the salvation of your soul, in order that the Catholic faith may be regarded as having brought back a triumph against the enemies of Christ, and that you may more abundantly deserve the crown of eternal glory, which is the reason for this fighting on earth, and which God has promised to those who follow him diligently, as well as our blessing and thanks, and that of the apostolic seat. Hence we, in order that you, as well as the esteemed sons of noble men, dukes, princes, barons, soldiers, and others faithful to Christ accompanying your royal serenity in this fight of faith, or else sending and contributing from their goods, might undertake this work more vigorously and with more fervent zeal, and that they might contribute and send from their goods, as stated above, from which you and they may hope that the salvation of your and their souls might be able to follow, do grant to you, not to mention to each and every one of either sex faithful to Christ accompanying your majesty in this business of faith, as well as those who would not be able to personally accompany you, but would send donations in support according to their ability and the exigence of their devotion, some being added as a result of the ceremonial expiation of conscience before a priest, the absolute forgiveness of each and every sin. And nevertheless, if you or any of the aforementioned accompanying you against the Muslims and other such infidels should happen to depart from this world during the going, stationing, or returning, we, through the present writ, restore you and those same accompanying you and persisting in sincerity, unity, and obedience to commands, those of faith, to be sure, and of the Church, to the pure innocence in which you and they existed upon receiving baptism, given at Rome before Holy Peter in the year 1452, on the 14th day from the calends of July in year 6 of our pontificate, 18th of June of 1452.